as we go along this afternoon. We'll leave some time for questions and answers at the end of Agata's presentation. There's also a small group discussion of our guest speakers' main points as well. So just a little bit of a heads up that we'll invite you into breakout rooms as we go along with this lunchtime session. And then the second point that I want to make is that lunch is welcome. Like, this is a lunchtime session for a reason. If you've got your lunch, go ahead and nibble, eat, chow down, listen, and absorb all of, while you're engaging with the food and the non-food nourishment. Christy said that's great because she does eat her lunch. Whatever works for you works for us as well. And so, cameras on are encouraged, but what matters most is that you're here with us, that you're listening, you're engaging, and that we have the opportunity to really connect in a way that brings our resilience and well-being to the fore. So, Agata, I am so excited to have as our mindful lunch speaker today. Agata, please tell us a bit about yourself and your happiness and authenticity story.
Hello, everyone. Very nice to see you and meet you here. That's my pleasure, Patlee, to be invited here, and I'm honored. Well, personally, I'm a woman. I'm a spouse, I am a mom, and I am a businesswoman. Professionally, I'm a artist by education, interculturalist by passion, and coach by profession. Well, when I'm looking at my life right now, I can pinpoint several things that matter to me the most and kind of turning points or sets the course of my life right now. And I would like to share with you that my father was a sport journalist, so he was traveling a lot his whole life, and I was accompanying him since I was 5. So I actually, I had my first culture shock when I was 5 in Bulgaria. I had a very happy childhood that led me to explore the world, learn new languages. I'm originally from Poland, and I landed up in Canada with my Canadian husband almost 4 years ago. So my life is kind of transitioning right now to a new place and new culture. But honestly, on my life journey, I had quite a lot of adversities, and our financial situation changed when I was at the beginning of my studies. Then my mom became ill. My father had a stroke, so there was health and death issues and a lot of grief in my life. And when we decided to move abroad, it also brought some unexpected tensions with 2 ladies of the house when we were living at the beginning with the in-laws. But what happened that I learned to focus what I have, what I can control, and kind of enjoy the present moment and joyfully anticipate the future. And I'm actually grateful for all those hard moments in my life, including one accident that landed me for a 1 year in bed, that allowed me to actually pause and reevaluate my life. And that was the time I actually decided to switch from intercultural communication training into coaching, and that was the best decision in my life. So what I would like to take from here is, from my story, is that literally the painful and hard experiences in our lives can still be the moments that bring gratefulness to it for what we have or what we gain thanks to that.
Powerful, Agata. I'm like, there's so many moments of transition, so many pivotal moments that you just spoke about there, between family and your own health, your own physical well-being, not to mention the cognitive and emotional and all the other elements of well-being. And then hearing you say things like being able to joyfully anticipate the moments of your life, like that's what I know. That's what I know you for. Someone who is always joyfully anticipating what comes next, which is really fascinating. So it's interesting because you're also a mother of two and an entrepreneur on top of being an expat, switching careers, moving countries and all of that. How do you manage all of this, and what role does gratitude play in your mental wellness and well-being routine?
Well, honestly, everything kind of sums up to how my day and my week and my year is structured. And I love to call it structure with flexibility. You know, having two kids, my boy is autistic, so there are additional challenges. My daughter is also sometimes very unfocused, so we need to manage that so she can enjoy learning and everything. I have business to run. I have home to run, right? So for me, the most important thing is always to invite playfulness to everything. I start my day with pause and with intention. And pause is usually meditation and some journaling for me, and setting intention how I want my day to look like. And when I do something, I really focus solely on what I'm doing in the present moment, both with family and business. So when I'm playing with my kids, I'm playing with my kids and nothing else matters. And when I'm focusing on business tasks, I'm using Pomodoro. So I'm, 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes break, always doodling to engage, another part of the brain. And then next slot of time. I always do everything in alignment with my why, with my purpose, and with my values. So whatever I do, I always ask myself, will it be, beneficial for me? And the second question is, will it bring me joy? And if only one answer is yes, it means it's not aligned fully. And I do cultivate that joy through gratitude, through zest, hope, curiosity, and love. Those are actually 5 gratitudes, 5 happiness strengths, where the gratitude is one of the most powerful ones. And what I always do, I show up authentically. So I am who I am. And if the kids are running in the background, that's life, right? So I am not stressing out with things that aren't actually important. And, I even have my, cup half full attitudes cup.
Okay, cup half full attitude. I love that. I love that. I love that. As opposed to the cup being half empty. You've talked about a number of things that I think certainly for me, before I came into this kind of work that we do with Reyou, and before I met people like you, I thought that all of those things were quite insurmountable. The being present and focused in whatever it is that you're doing, taking that moment for pause, making sure that what you're doing is in alignment with your values and those key questions, more so if it's bringing you a sense of joy when you do it, because even the hard work can bring us joy. it seems like it can be challenging for someone who is new to it and someone who is just coming into this. So I'm curious, Agata, what rituals or is there a specific ritual or practice that you tend to go to more often than not that kind of becomes the thing that you know that you can draw on every day to be able to get through this?
Well, there are many of them that not only are connected with gratitude, but I will be happy to share them with you, and you can actually choose something that works for you, because we are different people, so we might like different things. And before I dive into this, I wanted just to kind of mention what is actually the difference between the gratitude and thankfulness, because many of us are kind of using this synonyms, and they not necessarily are. So, gratitude essentially is counting your blessings, when thankfulness is giving thanks. And the truth is that the biggest difference is that gratitude is everything about action. It's doing things, right? And thankfulness is only the expression through words. So it's like gratitude is action and thankfulness are words. And it's like, gratitude, it's our inner state, when thankfulness is connected with something that actually happened. And that's kind of translates directly to how joy and happiness are different from each other. When joy is the inner state and it's internal, and happiness is an external event that makes us happy. So I want to give you several ideas to bring more gratefulness and gratitude into our lives. And one of them is the family gratitude jar, that actually brings us a lot of playfulness all together, because we are writing down what we are grateful for and put to the jar. And on certain occasions, like different holidays, we take out something to read and remind ourselves. So the savoring is the main part that plays the role here. I enjoy a lot a gratitude walk when I'm going somewhere, not necessarily far away, just outside, and set the intention to focus on gratitude and engage with everybody and everything around me with that kindness and gratitude attitude. Noticing certain things and being grateful for them. And I will bring several concepts from different countries that I actually use. One is forest bathing from Japan. It's simple admiration of nature and beauty. And it's a little bit different from mindful walk, because it's like just soaking in the beauty and slowing down, vibrating with the same frequency that earth vibrates. We love being outside because it calms us down. There is another concept, wabi-sabi and kintsugi. Wabi-sabi is embracing imperfections. And kintsugi is art of repairing broken objects with gold. And this is a metaphor of resilience, of transformation and personal growth. So, whatever didn't go right, we can still learn from it and put the broken parts together and become better selves. We actually grow through those broken pieces. And although they might be painful at the moment, we still can be grateful for them, like I was telling my story at the beginning. There is a simple thing in Sweden which is called fika. And this is simply 5 minutes break for coffee and cake. And it's very common in Swedish and Finnish companies just to have 5 minute break every hour. And, you know, I was laughing at the beginning because in Poland, when people start talking, they cannot stop. We are very talkative people. So 5 minutes wouldn't work for us. And everything, that the whole work would be delayed. But since in Scandinavia, they maintained something what is called sisu, which is perseverance and being following up and following through. It works for them. But literally having this little tiny little break throughout the day just to enjoy tea or coffee is extremely important. And connected with that, which is called hygge in Denmark, is simply spending time with our loved ones. So, and literally, as I mentioned, focusing only on that. No shop talk, no work talk, nothing. Only the loved ones are important. What I also like are the 3 blessings in the evening as an evening ritual. In my family, it actually started from asking my daughter what were the 3 things that were good in her life, because she was then too small to understand what great gratitude or thankfulness could even mean. So we are counting those blessings until now. And just talking what was good throughout the day. I mentioned that I'm starting my day from meditation to kind of calm myself down, and I always journal afterwards. Not all people like journaling, and I do have a gratitude group where we journal together and also manifest our future goals at the end. And what I really love, and this is something, you know, both for business and life, is Aloha Fridays. This is kind of precursor of current casual Fridays, where people dress more casually. But honestly, it's not only this. It's the attitude of no work till Monday, which means when Friday ends, we are not taking work home. So the weekend is free and joyful, and it's time for our rest.
Wow, Agata, thank you for sharing that. Like, I think I lost count with how many different practices. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I might have picked up 8 in my notes. From the family gratitude jar to the gratitude walk, the forest bathing, wabi sabi, kintsugi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Like, I love that one. The in terms of like the art therapy component of it. I've done broken bowl art therapy sessions, which are just, they're just so magnificent, repairing this thing, which also is symbolic of this repairing of self, but this acceptance that nothing needs to be perfect. And then the fika, love that one. I am hugely a fan of fika and all and other elements of the hygge. I think you mentioned that one as well. I did hear that one from Denmark. And the 3 blessings and Aloha Fridays. Yeah, even Yamila is saying yes to Aloha Fridays. I like that because all of those things are pushing us into just this moment of gratitude. Like, the gratitude, as you said, is about the action. It's like what comes next. But all of that signals to me that there has to be that moment of pulling yourself into that moment of pause and awareness, so that you can have that moment to express gratitude for where you are and what you have and what is coming next. And I love that there is this idea that these aren't things that we can do by ourselves. We can incorporate our family and our family unit in this. With respect to, say, the family gratitude jar, something that some of us only do around about Thanksgiving, maybe, like making that daily, weekly, or monthly practice in our everyday lives. Like those are things that tell us that we don't have to do this on our own, or we don't have to do it separately from the normal lives that we lead, as caregivers, as parents, as professionals, right? That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that, Agata. So right now in the Reyou community, we are engaging with our monthly challenge that we call the August Gratitude Challenge. And what that challenge is an opportunity for members of our community to engage with experiencing gratitude as action, right? In the various ways that the challenge prompts arrive on a person's doorstep, in terms of this is a thing that we're going to focus on this week with respect to engaging with gratitude as action. Is there a particular gratitude practice, or what is one gratitude practice that you could share with us that we could sort of immediately implement in order to bring some improvement to our well-being and bring a little bit more ease and gratitude into our day?
Before that question, I just wanted to tell you that gratitude jar is awesome remedy when you are actually down on energy or emotionally or mentally, just not feeling yourself, because you can simply go there, put something out, and immediately this brings you joy and brings you to that moment. But my favorite, absolutely favorite one is what we call appreciation game. We are simply each telling each other, and this can be done at work, at home with the family, I appreciate you for. And then we are telling that person what we are appreciating them for. And this immediately lifts the energy, boosts the energy up and lifts us up. And yes, that's absolutely, I would say that's my favorite one. And really very easy to implement.
Okay.
I am sharing with you something that Patlee will be sending with the follow-up email. But as a practice today, I would like you to join me for a gratitude meditation, actually. I would like you to find a comfortable place right now. Sitting down, and allow yourself to relax. You can close your eyes or lower your gaze, whatever works for you. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of any tension or worries that you have. Just let your body sink into the present moment. As we embark on this journey, bring to mind your intention for gratitude in your life, and visualize yourself stepping into a world when this quality just flows effortlessly. Focus on your heart center. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling the air filling your lungs, and exhale slowly and fully, releasing any stress or negativity. With each breath, you create space for positivity and gratitude. Now imagine a warm golden light surrounding you that represents the freedom, a sense of boundless possibility and endless horizons. Just feel this light infusing every cell of your being, filling you with a profound sense of liberation. And ask yourself a question. What can I gain cultivating attitude of gratitude on a daily basis? As this light wraps around you, imagine it's expanding and stretching out into the universe. And with each expansion, you know that you are limitless, reaching beyond any barriers or limitations. Allow yourself to bask in this feeling. Now picture a garden flourishing with vibrant colors and overflowing with fruits, flowers, and full of life. And this garden symbolizes the abundance that is available to you. Imagine plucking the fruits of your desires, success, happiness, fulfillment, joy, authenticity, abundance. Feel the richness of this abundance seeping into your awareness and nourishing your spirit and filling your heart. With gratitude, acknowledge the abundance that already exists in your life and the limitless abundance that awaits you. Ask yourself how my life will change when I start focusing on what I already have. Now envision a stream of joyful energy flowing through your being. This energy resonates with laughter and lightness and an inner spark of joy. Just feel it coursing through your veins and revitalizing your senses and igniting deep sense of joy. With every heartbeat, this joyous energy radiates outwards, touching every aspect of your life. As you focus on this joy, bring to mind moments that have brought you happiness in the past. Feel the gratitude for these experiences lifting you with warmth and contentment. And ask yourself, how do I want to feel going through life? As we conclude this meditation, bring your awareness back to your breath, to your heart. Inhale deeply, drawing in all the positivity, the freedom, abundance, joy, authenticity, everything that you visualize. Exhale slowly, releasing any lingering tensions or doubts. And know that you have the power to manifest all those things, everything that you desire through your gratitude practice. Carry this meditation energy with you through the whole day today, reminding yourself that gratitude is a powerful force that attracts a lot of positivity into your life. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes, bringing the sense of gratitude with you. Wiggle your toes and fingers and just feel all those positive feelings. Be present. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Agata, for guiding us in that gratitude meditation practice. So this is where, we can open up the floor to our general audience sort of Q&A, sharing of ideas, like if you want to share something that came up during the group discussion, or if you had specific questions for Agata, or anything that you want to hear a little bit more about, now would be the time to, come on forward. You can pop that question into the chat, or you can raise a hand, step forward, whatever feels most comfortable for you.
I'm a little bit of an efficiency buff, and I was telling my group that sometimes I feel as though I'm trying to get a whole lot of things done in like an hour. And so I love the part where you're talking about focusing on one thing and being present in that. But you also mentioned having flexible structure. So I wanted you to kind of tell us a little bit more about that. And I'm asking this question for a little bit of context. I'm asking this question because sometimes I think that, oh, I want to be mindful, I want to be more present, and then I create a document or Excel spreadsheet of how the best way to be mindful or the best way to be the most the most focused or present. And so I'm trying to balance that structure and that presence. And I feel like you have it figured out and I need help.
Absolutely. So structure, what I mean by structure with flexibility. First of all, kind of let's start from the beginning, which is planning. Our mind works in a way that we can not engage with our tasks when it is kind of shocked with the information. So that's why we need to plan ahead and have the week planned so we can, get our mind ready for the upcoming tasks. Because if you start planning on Monday, for Monday, you will end up only planning and doing nothing. And flexibility is in a sense that when you have your whole week planned and you see that there are some things that you are not kind of able to finish, you are simply stop feeling guilty and focus on what you actually did on that day, and whatever other things you can move to remaining days. And the flexibility is in that I am not stressed out if my tasks from my to-do list from that day are done or not, because I already know that I will do something, and even small step forward, small step forward is still go kind of a step towards achieving your goal. So and literally we do have time. It's like when you look at the calendar and you see some things that are blocked and you cannot move them, you are kind of juggling with all the other tasks in between. I hope that was helpful. And if you need more, we can come up and talk about it more.
Yeah. And just to add on that, like one of the things that we teach in our journaling practice inside the Reyou community when we do our mindful journaling workshop, one of the mindful journaling tools is something that we use, Yamila, called plus minus next. And with plus minus next journaling, what we do is we just write on a sheet of paper plus for all the accomplishments, the positive things that we've managed to accomplish for the day or the week and stuff like that. And then minus would be the things that we did not get done, or the things that we're beating ourselves up over. And then next would be what we've got coming for the coming week. And so one of the things that I find really helpful about that aspect of mindful journaling is because I too get caught in that sort of cycle of intellectualizing, being mindful and intentional about my efficiency instead of actually being mindful and intentional about my efficiency. And so I get so caught up and I get lost in my own head. But if I can bring in if I can calm things down with just a plus minus next journaling practice, like what Agata said, like that's a great way to sort of plan your week. You take stock of the things that you accomplish, which is a great first step, right? Being able to say, I did this. These are things, no matter how small they are. And I identify, okay, what didn't I get done? And instead of obsessing about it, you begin to think, okay, what's coming next? What am I going to do next? What is my next step that I could take? And it kind of takes that, it depersonalizes the things that you didn't get done. And so you are able to sort of flow better into actually getting something done that you want to get done. And maybe sometimes some of those negatives, the minuses, actually fall off the list, like, because they weren't really important. They don't get done because maybe they didn't need to get done. Maybe you weren't the person that needed to get it done.
I would like to add two things to what I mentioned very shortly, to calm down the calendar. Monkey mind exercise before you go to sleep. You are writing down as long as nothing is coming to your mind, and this is also a great base for the future week to kind of tackle the tasks, and doesn't matter if they are not in a correct order. This is just a base to check what is to be done. And the second thing, to have don't do list. I have my don't do list, and when I'm engaging with something that I really need to focus on, I'm looking at it, what I cannot, do to distract myself. And it can be different for different people.
Yeah. Such a great bit of advice. And I think Agata, you're going to share some additional information and advice with us that we can pass on to persons who have attended the meeting here by email. So we will be able to sort of, and that includes some PDFs. Is that correct, Agata?
Yes. I will be sharing with you through Patlee journaling, gratitude journaling prompts and gratitude affirmations. And I will be also, most probably in the fall, I will be doing some gratitude events. So there is a QR code on the PDF, so you can check the event link when they will appear. They will be found there. And I want you to leave. Oh my God! I want you leave with one thing. Just remember that it is not joy that brings us gratitude. It is the gratitude that brings us joy.
Oh. Thank you. It's not joy that brings us gratitude. It's gratitude that brings us joy. I like that. I'm making note of that. Thank you so much for that, Agata. I'm gonna be sure to share the resources that you provide for the group here today in a follow-up email. I want to just really quickly say thank you to everyone who was able to make it here today. I know this is not your usual stop on your Wednesday afternoon lunch hour or any other lunch hour for the day, but I really appreciate, and I think you should congratulate yourselves as well for taking a moment to pause and to engage in well-being learning and practice that at the end of the day supports your own mental wellness and well-being and your ability to care for yourself, which makes you better able to care for the people that you care most about. And so I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. What a wonderful lunch. Thank you so much, Agata, for sharing your remarkable work, your remarkable wisdom, and we'll be sure to share some of your additional information, your contact information with the group as well. To everyone, I hope that you feel physically and mentally nourished from this mindful lunch session, and that you'll join me next month when our mindful lunch guest speaker will be sharing insights and tools for managing anxiety at work. So with it being September, it's back to work and back to school for a lot of people. So whatever your work is, we've got a wonderful guest speaker. I won't say her name just now, but she is an expert in her field that's going to tell us a little bit about the lived experience and the practical elements of managing anxiety wherever you work. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Walk good.